Yo guys, it's me again from Chopper Handbook. Gonna show you guys how I make my Frisco mounted tanks, or my tanks in general. I have a recipe that I go by. The main part of that recipe is this right here and this right here. Basically what I do is I build 5 inches. This represents the backbone. I build 5 inches up unless the height of the risers is lower. So if the very top of my risers, I'm using 4-inch risers with a top plate on them, it may end up 5.5 inches, and I'm good. If I'm using a 2-inch riser and it has a top plate on it, it might end up 3 inches, let's say. I'm going to build the top of my tank to the 3-inch mark. Okay, and that's measured off of the top of the backbone, off the top of it. Now, I draw a line all the way down the full length of the template or the backbone, and then I usually trace my backbone and gusset and my neck area and everything like that on my templates. So then what I do is I come to the middle of the front cylinder, and I make that line sympathetic to the angle of the down tube. So basically this line is at the center of the front cylinder, or in the Japanese motors, just the center line of the cylinders if it's an inline. And I just draw a line there. And then if it's a Frisco mounted tank, all I do is the bottom of the tank just follows the backbone, and then right in here is where I do my little tweaks. Sometimes I go all the way up with the backbone. Sometimes, most of the time I should say, I try and pick up the backbone and gusset transition into the tunnel of the tank. And then from there I find where the tank is going to end. I take a piece of welding wire and I basically start from this point, pick up this line and bring it up till it touches the 5-inch and back to that point. And that's the shape of my tank. If you guys are doing a full Frisco mounted tank where it follows the backbone all the way, maybe it comes down like Jesse James's Wasp tank that he did in Motorcycle Mania 1. You may start at this point and you just go from here and pick up the line wherever it transitions and back. And I use 3/32, 1/16, and 1/8 welding wire to lay out my shapes. So just figured I'd give you guys a little bit of info on how I design my tanks and what kind of makes them look the way that they do. It's mainly because I go from the center line of the front cylinder, basically center line of the pistons, make that sympathetic, that imaginary line sympathetic to the down tube angle, and then I go 5 inches above the backbone, and I just make my stretch template. So as you can see, the template follows the backbone, but try to pick up the gusset tube design somehow. That just kind of ties everything in. You don't have to, but I try to. So take it easy, guys. From Chopper Handbook, we're signing out.